Yo, 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 yo. Happy Monday. Welcome back here to our live stream, our feedback stream here on Twitch. I'm your humble host, Banner Freak, aka Moistmaster Flex. Starting a little bit late today. I was trying to make sure I hurried over here, got everything done before we got started. But I am here now. Yeah, hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you guys had a good Monday, good start to your week. I definitely had a good weekend. What did I do this weekend? Let's see, Friday, I recorded a music video. Actually, I have a track coming. I'll talk about that in a minute, but I have a track coming out this Friday with Rhiannon Rose on Bite This. So we recorded a little music video for that, and then on Saturday, I went to this family party, Day of the Dead family party. Basically got dressed up every day except for Sunday. Yeah, and then Sunday I just barbecued with my family. But yeah, it was a good weekend overall. Yeah, and I got to work on some tunes too. So yeah, let's go into our releases here. We have our Poison Dub that's up for free download on Garrett Shared. We got Rollin' on Yosh. Yo, what's up, Spencer Arnold? We got Fade from the Man's Tones and Verde Azul on my label Thick Freakness. We got The Rhythm from myself and Broshi on Bass House Music. We got Smooth Operator. My dub on... maybe it's just Smooth. My dub on Garrett Shared for free download. Oh, just kidding, not Garrett Shared. It's on Yosh. Damn, dude, I can't even keep track of all this fucking music. Hollow Freaks, which is our Halloween compilation, came out a couple weeks ago on Thick Freakness. Gothic, which is the track I just talked about on Bite This. That'll be out this Friday. And Listen from Dare 80 and Dutch Dynast. That'll also be out this Friday. And then I got another free download coming out next week. And then I have one final release in December before I wrap up the year. Yeah. Looking good. I'm already starting to work on next year, both for myself and the label. Oh, I can probably put in one more flyer in here. I completely forgot. We are throwing an after hours this Saturday in downtown LA. And I should have put that in here. Oh, maybe not that one. That one looks dumb. Okay. Let's show it. All right. So yeah, I'm going to be in Charlotte this Thursday. Charlotte, North Carolina, playing this Garrett show. Your birthday. Your birthday's your birthday's a sad day. Usually, I really enjoy my birthday. I usually have a good time on my birthday. Yeah, I don't know if anybody in this stream is in Charlotte, but yeah, if you guys are out that way, come through on Thursday. I'll be playing at Trio. And then I'll be back in LA on Saturday. This man needs a burrito ASAP. I concur. We're doing our after hours this Saturday. It's actually Chuck Shadow's birthday. We're also doing like a Friendsgiving that night too. But we also have Dance Party Time Machine. We're gonna be celebrating his birthday as well as Rabble. Both are gonna be newer artists to our after hours. And then the man's Jackpot. Yes, you still have time to submit. The man's Jackpot from Denver. He'll be in town. And that should be a good one. And then I don't really have anything else planned for shows for the rest of the month. We got Thanksgiving coming up in about 2 weeks. Yeah, a little over 2 weeks. And then I'm play Substation Seattle on December 6th, opening for MPH with Rhiannon Rose, James Gatz, and Grayson Rose. Yeah, and I'm already starting to plan out next year. It looks like I'm going to be playing in Honolulu in February, and I'm already planning on going to Miami Music Week again in March. Yeah, I already got like an Airbnb planned out. I still got to get a flight, but I already got that kind of planned out. So if anybody's going to Miami Music Week, definitely let me know. And then lastly, we have our sponsor, Eargasm Earplugs. If you guys need earplugs for shows, definitely go cop some. Eargasm.com. Use the code Phantom10 for 10% off. All right. Let's zoom in over here. I also updated my mini meters. It looks a little bit different now. So yeah, for those of you who have been in the stream, you guys know the deal. I take these tracks first come, first serve on the Google form. So yeah, and the rule is that you have to be present in the chat to get your track reviewed. If you're not here, I'm gonna skip you, put you in the back of the line. Put you in the back of the line, and then I can get you back when you're actually in the chat. So just make sure to stay in the chat. Just say what's up when you hear your name called. Otherwise, I will have to skip you, unfortunately. And if for any reason you guys want to skip the line, you guys are welcome to. You guys can use your channel points or send money to the bottom left over there. Skip the line, send money to Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. All right. I'm going to name out the queue right now. We got Berserk up first. We got Chris Michael, Collective Unknown, Leonard Ellis, Misguided, fucking Base Alien, Spencer Arnold, and whoops, Drudu. All right. I think that's everybody for right now. Yeah, that's all the submissions for right now. But I'll keep an eye. Yes, I'm using OBS for Scherzies. Yo, what's up? Do we have Berserk in the chat right now? Do we have Berserk? I know Berserk also submitted 2, but they were the same track, so I don't know if there was any differentiation between the two. But yeah. Is Berserk here? Oh, adding gain to my mic. Bop, 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 bop. Do. How's that? Is that better? I'm speaking up loud and clear. Do. Yes, okay. Berserk, are you in the chat? Berserk going once. Berserk going twice. No Berserk. Okay, Berserk is going to the back of the line here. Up next we got Chris Michael. Chris Michael in the chat. I just saw him a second ago. Chris Michael. Yo, okay. Chris Michael's here. Let's get it.
Pretty high. Like it like
I love it. Yeah, this is a lot of really cool stuff. Um, Sound design is really dope, and I really love the arpeggio and the melodic idea in the intro. Um, Definitely love the drums here too. Very solid, solid drums. Doopa 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 doopa. Doopa 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 doopa. Yeah, see, that's how you know you have a good melody. It's fucking stuck in my head. My main issue with this track, though, is that I love that melody so much that it's kind of a shame that it doesn't carry through into the drop. The build up, the intro, the and then like this other secondary break section, they're really nice melodically, but that melodic idea does not carry through into the drop. The drop almost feels like it falls flat only because the melodic idea kind of gets just like thrown by the wayside. Um, and again, I do like the sound design in the drop, but I feel like the sound design can be somewhat melodic. I think we can still keep that main motif while using a lot of those kind of like wubs and stuff, um, or bring back some of those melodic elements. You do have like a kind of like really nice saw stab. Dun, 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 dun. You can even just use that like as like an accent, or even just like your downbeat. Dun, dun, dun. But yeah, that's the main thing that I noticed here. I really, again, I love the arpeggio. I love the melodic idea and the break sections in the intro. The drums are very nice. I think you picked some very solid drum samples. Everything sounds very clean, very seamless. I do like the vocal, although the vocal probably could use a little bit more processing. It sounds a little bit too dry to me. Could use maybe a little bit of chorus as well as some reverb. And again, I do like the sound design. I just feel like it needs to kind of fall along the same melodic idea that you have in your intros, just so we get like kind of like this like overarching theme and tone through the entire track. Um, but yeah, even just like a little taste here and there. Dun, dun, dun. Um, I did write this here too. Overall solid arrangement. I really like the length of this track. It's very straightforward, to the point, concise. And then you did a good job with building up the energy in the build sections. I wanted a better payoff on the drop sections. Is primarily what I was looking for. But yeah, overall, I think this is a solid idea. I think it just needs some tweaking on the drop sections, and then I think it'll be even better. All right. Good job, Chris Michael. Hell yeah. All right. Do we have Collective Unknown? Collective Unknown in the chat. Hey yo. Okay. Let's give this one a listen. Nice. Yeah, the ending is kind of abrupt, but I mean it works. It's really cool. This is a really dope tune. I really enjoyed it from start to finish. Lots of really cool melodic ideas. Especially those keys. The keys are very nice. The vocal is very nice. I really like the processing too. There's plenty of in the break sections, in the intro and the break sections, there's plenty of reverb, so it gives it this nice depth and space. Yeah, I think that's done really well. That kick is fat. It's fucking fat. Is the best way to describe it. Yeah, it's very nice. I probably in the in the build sections, I probably would have played around with a little bit of auto filtering, just so it doesn't sound as like, you know, what's the word? Excuse me. So that doesn't sound so like stagnant. I think having a little auto filter when you build up a kick like that is gonna give it some nice movement. For sure, it's something you can play around with. I mean, it's if you want to try test it out, you definitely mess around with that. But yeah, really nice build, really nice energy, and then very fat drop. I love the low end here. Really nice sound design and sound selection. Very nice variations. I really love like this kind of ascending and descending synth you have going on. It's a very nice compliment to like your like mid bass. It's really cool. And it adds a lot of like tension, which is really nice. Really solid arrangement overall. It was really easy to follow along and stick with the track. So yeah, no issue with that. Yeah, and overall the mix is actually really clean. Again, I like the low end here. Yeah, but really the only thing that I mentioned is maybe just like a slight artistical kind of flair. It's not even like a mixing thing or a mastering thing or, you know, I really like a massive change. It's something that you could just play around with, really. I think that would kind of give you some nice movement on those that kick build up. But yeah, that's really the only thing that I noticed. Everything else here sounds fantastic. Yeah, very well done. Good job. Oh, Chris Michael says, love the nasty drops. Definitely felt like I was missing the vocals in it. Maybe even just at the end of the 4 bars or 8 bars, maybe. Yeah, you could also play around with that. Kind of like as a callback. You can always call back to the vocals at the turnarounds. Just so that there's, you know, a nice little morsel of that hook. But yeah, I thought overall this is a really dope tune. Good job, Collective Unknown. Hell yeah. Some of the vocal spots are a bit off time. Interesting. All right. Leonard Ellis. We got Leonard Ellis in the chat. Lenny is coming. All right. Let's give Leonard Ellis's tune a check it out. Listen here.
Let me take your hand into another dimension.
Yo, Lenny.
Expand your mind, your body, and soul. Expand your mind, your body, and soul. take your heart into another dimension.
Yoleni.
Expand your mind, your body, and soul. Expand your mind, your body, and soul. I can do another dimension. Let me take your heart into another dimension. Expand your mind, your body, and soul.
Bitch. How funny. I just like came out of nowhere. I was like, oh wow, all right. There's a lot of really cool vocal samples in here. And surprisingly for how like kind of like how much they vary, surprisingly they actually all match really well together. They all kind of complement each other, which is really cool. I saw Spencer Arnold's note here. I would love to hear some erosion and nasty grunge on that natural bass. I think you could definitely add some more processing to that main mid bass. It does feel like it could use a little bit more sauce to it. Definitely play around with erosion though. I would definitely agree with that. Erosion and maybe some distortion plugins. Infiltrator's a good one. There's a bunch of good distortion plugins out there. There's all sorts of distortion plugins. I mean, just play around with some more processing on the mid bass though, for sure. Very nice kick. The kick is always nice per usual in your tracks. Very nice drums overall. Very solid groove there. Yeah, maybe like Decapitator. Decapitator might work. Cool vocal selections. Again, like I said, I think OTT OTT is the go-to. Yeah, very cool vocal selections. Even though they kind of vary a lot. I feel like they all kind of complement each other very well. I love this horn sound you got going on in the intro. Let me see if I can play it. Yeah, it's a really cool horn. You might be able to even use that as like a fill in some portions of the drop too. It might be like a fun little callback. I don't know. That's something you could play around with. Nice groove. Love this horn. Nice tension in the builds. Did a good job of building up the energy and the tension. Groove. I love the groove on the bass line. Very solid arrangement here. Really easy to follow along with. I also put here, I might rename this track to Another Dimension because I feel like that vocal, I'll take you to another dimension. I feel like that's more of a hook than the actual like laughing samples. And the reason why I say that is because, when people ask you like, hey, like what's that one track that goes like, I take you to another dimension, that's usually what you're gonna kind of latch onto instead of the haha, which isn't entirely really memorable. Bitch dimension. The haha title is not entirely like really what stands out to me in this track. I think it's the other dimension, another dimension. That little phrase really sticks out in my mind as like the hook. So I would probably rename this track. But also I also put here as well, I would probably use that vocal more as well, just so it kind of sticks in the listener's mind that this is the hook. This is like the main idea. And I think, yeah, I think that would be the move. I think that's kind of the direction that this should go. So yeah, I think yeah, the main things here is just that the main mid bass could use a little bit more processing to it, and then probably change the track to another dimension and use that vocal a little bit more in the track, just so that it kind of stands out a little bit more. But yeah, overall, very solid groove here. Very nice sound selection. Very solid groove. Good job, Leonard Ellis. Hell yeah. Dub. All right, we got Misguided. Multi-dimensional bitch. Misguided. Misguided is here. All right, let's give this one a listen. Nice. Dude, lots of really fucking cool elements in here. Like a lot of like really, really dope melodic elements. Um, and everything really kind of works really well together. Yeah. Um, da. Chris Michael says I would experiment with transposing the snare down a semitone. Might sound good, might sound terrible. Do the blind test. Yeah, I mean the reality is like I would. Yeah, if you're gonna do that, definitely you always use your ears. Um, it might sound better, it might sound worse. You never know. I definitely play around with that sometimes because sometimes like my clap it won't sit right, and I just mess around with just like adjusting the pitch because sometimes that'll give me like a nice tone that I'm looking for. Um, Loki throw like a jungle speechy vocal. Yeah, it would be cool to have like some sort of vocal in here. 3 folders of MC shit. Yeah, it might be cool to have some vocals in here. I think it's overall it's a very kind of more liquidy sort of drum and bass track, which I really love. That's kind of like my cup of tea when it comes to drum and bass. Very dope intro. I love the glitches in the low end. And again, like really nice melodic elements, especially this wavy pad you kind of got going on, and then the piano. The piano is like very simple. It's like it's really just coming in on the downbeats, and it's just like one note. Dom. It's like playing the bass notes. Boom, boom. Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's a really nice addition to this. Really nice drums. We do not submit on the Discord. You can join the Discord, but we do not submit on there. Really nice drums. I put here the lead up into the drop could have used more tension. It doesn't feel like we're getting like a build up and payoff with these drop sections, so it feels a little bit melodramatic. But like once we get into the drops, I'm like, okay, we're like vibing here. We're moving. We got momentum. We got energy. Like, but like it's the lead up going into the drops that kind of feels like it's kind of like meh. So I would have liked to have a little bit more tension, a little bit more of a build up going into your drop sections. It's probably one of the main things here. But I do love the sound design, especially in the drops. I think the drops are very nice here. There's a lot of variation. There's a lot of layering going on, and it definitely keeps things interesting. I really love the drop sections here. I put here in that second break, the drums kind of just like fall out randomly, which I don't think is a bad move. I think a better move would probably be to keep the drums going, but you could probably throw on an auto filter on there so that they kind of just like slowly go out and then they come back in. I can show you where I mean to. Yeah, I what I would have done right there is kept those drums going, and just like subtly auto filter it before that impact comes in. And then you can bring the drums back in immediately. Um, but yeah, I think just keeping the drums going, even in a smaller capacity with an auto filter, will just keep like the beat and the energy moving forward. Yeah, just a thought, just an idea there. Um, Yeah, again, same thing with the second build up. I would have loved to have had more tension, more energy there, building up into your second drop. I really love what you did with the second drop, though. The second drop kind of changes things up. We're getting some new elements in there, new layers, and this really nice, like kind of almost energy shift, which is really cool. Again, both your drop sections are fantastic. Really, I think the main thing here is what needs to work is the build up. The build up primarily needs work. But yeah, there's a lot of really fucking cool stuff going on here. So very well done. Misguided. Definitely a energetic and kind of basically a banger of a Liquid DMB tune. Good job, Misguided. Hell yeah. Yeah, no problem. Do we got fucking Base Alien? Fucking Base Alien. I did some work on the sub, like you suggested last week, and added an extra MIDI note of the Reese towards the end of the drop into the piano section. I tried to add a slight echo off the tail end of the riser into the drop to fill in the amen break, but the timing of the echo isn't right, so ignore that. I'm going to fix it. Okay, we will give this a listen. Hold on, I gotta add in some new submissions. We got one from Zebra. And we got one from Jay the Down. Jay the Down. Do. So yeah, just stick around. We got fucking Base Alien up next. Spencer Arnold, Drew Do, Zebra, and then Jay the Dawn. Should be relatively quick. Get through these tunes. All right. Nice. Yeah, I definitely remember this one. The melodic idea is fucking awesome. I really love that piano melody. Dun, 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 dun. It's really nice. Yeah, and then you have a lot of these like really nice pads, and then obviously the rain going in the background. So kind of all adds to this kind of theme, this tone, this feeling, this mood that you're going for, and I really fuck with it. I vibe with it. I love the main melody. It's very calming and chill. Yeah, there isn't much I would probably add or change about this track at this point. The low end sounds fantastic. Probably the only other thing that I would add is I would use the vocal phrase a second time. So like in the intro, in that build section, why won't you let me fall? And then you should use it a second time in that build section. So right.
Why did you let me fall?
So as you could probably hear or see me mouthing the words as the track was going, but yeah, I think you should probably put in. Yeah, I mean exactly. It sounds that vocal already sounds fantastic. I don't think there's anything wrong with repeating it, especially because you have so much space in that build up. You could definitely put that vocal in there a second time. And there's nothing wrong with a little repetition, I think. I might even, try and bring that vocal back somewhere in the drop sections too, if you could try that. As long as it doesn't get too busy. But yeah, I would definitely use that vocal a little bit more. But that's really the only thing that I hear here. Everything else sounds fantastic. Drops sound nice. The mix down sounds very clean. Overall, it's a vibe, especially with that piano melody. It's very nice. I really love it. Good job, fucking Bass Alien. Hell yeah. All right. Do we got Spencer Arnold in the chat? W. Young Spencer Arnold is in the chat. All right, we got Spencer Arnold, Drew Do, Zebra, and then Jay the Don. All right. Let's give this a listen.
Fake tits, blue eyes, new lips, big hips, two thighs, too thick, big cash, too fly, new drip, great ass, new line, who this? She a supermodel, she a centerfold, she a goddamn diva. Just to let you know, she a heartbreaker, she a sex machine, she a man eater, and I got the recipe. Let me see ya. Yo, crop top, short skirt, high heels, high class, 5 foot, ideal, bad bitch, good girl, she a freak, savage, 7 days, she a supermodel, she a centerfold, she a goddamn diva. Just to let you know, she a heartbreaker, she a sex machine, she a man eater, and I got the recipe. Fake tits, blue eyes, new lips, big She a centerfold. She a goddamn diva. Just to let you know. She a heartbreaker. She a sex machine. She a man eater. And I got the recipe. Strike. Let me see ya. Yo, crop top, short skirt, high heels, high class, 5 foot, ideal, bad bitch, good girl, she a freak, savage, 7 days a week, she a supermodel, she a centerfold, she a goddamn diva, just to let you know, she a heartbreaker, she a sex machine, she a man eater, and I got the recipe.
Nice one, bruv. Yeah, fucking cool. Really cool sound design here. It almost feels a little reminiscent of the homie Foxed. A lot of like these really cool, kind of wonky bass house sounds. But yeah, I dig it. Lots of cool stuff going on here. Nice kick and drums. Per usual, they're very punchy. My OG mentor. Yeah, I can definitely hear a little bit of him in this tune. Yeah, nice kick and drums. Very solid bassline groove. It's definitely like the through thread through the rest of this track. You kind of just like feel it, and kind of just like hang out with it for the whole tune. I really love this vocal. The vocal delivery and the processing are very nice. It adds a nice bit of character to this track, for surezies. Very nice tension in the build sections. I really dig the drops as well. Very solid groove. Very nice low end. Really cool ear candies. Very excellent use of the vocal in the drop sections. Very nice variations. Excuse me. Overall, very nice layering and very solid arrangement. Probably the only thing that really felt a little bit off was this first build.
Let me see ya.
I think the only reason it kind of threw me off a little bit was because you lose the main melody for a little while, which I guess isn't the worst thing in the world. But it almost feels a little bit dissonant in this section. The kind of like wavy pad thing that's going on. It feels like it kind of diverts from the main melodic idea for quite a bit.
And I got the recipe. Let me see ya.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels a little bit off to me. Again, it's and I think it's probably because I hear the filtered bagok. It sounds like it's saying fuck. Yeah, I might opt for something a little bit more simple, kind of keeping the main bass line groove going there without giving you the full low end, because I think you want more of the power from the low end in the drop. So maybe even just like a more subdued kind of subline there might work. And I was gonna say something else and I just blanked. Oh yeah, and then the clap, the main I just noticed the clap here too. I feel like the clap you could probably mess around with pitching the clap up a little bit, because it feels like it could sit a little bit higher in the register, and it might make it like cut through the mix a little bit more too. Maybe just boost it up a semitone or two, see how it sounds, see how it feels like. Because it doesn't always work, you know. Yeah, but yeah, but overall, I really dig the idea. I think the vocal is fantastic, and the vocal processing is really, really nice too. Yeah, dope tune. Hell yeah, Spencer Arnold. Hell yeah, brother. Bo 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 bo. Yeah, no problem. All right, we got Drudu, Zebra, and Jay the Dawn. So Drudu first. Drudu is here. Zebra and Jay the Dawn will be next. I don't see Zebra, so we might just skip to Jay the Dawn right after if Zebra doesn't show up. Nice. Yeah, it was a vibe. Really digging this kind of like ravey OG raver vibes you got going on here. It's really cool. Really bouncy, really groovy. Bouncy is definitely the word. Really nice arpeggio. I think the sound selection there, the sound design is fantastic. It's lovely. All these OG raver style stabs work really well. And I think overall they're mixed pretty well. I might go in and do one more mixing session just to get everything kind of tightened up and sitting correctly. For the most part, everything sounds like it's like very leveled out, but I might just go in and do one more mixing session, especially because I think your kick can punch harder. I was getting a lot of really nice sub and low end here, but not a whole lot of punch from that kick. So yeah, there's something to be mindful of. Maybe that's like a side chaining thing too. But it more than likely is just a volume type of thing. It might just need to be bumped up, and then maybe both bumped up, and then also check your side chain to make sure it's cutting through. Sub is very nice. Overall, very solid arrangement. It's really easy to follow along. I put here, there's some little pops on that main lead synth. And usually that points to either a sidechain issue or a fading issue. Could be one or the other or both. Let me see if I can play a example. You hear that little pop right there at the end? It kind of, again, like it kind of either is pointing to a sidechain issue, so like you're cutting off a transient or the tail of a transient, and it starts to get really poppy and clicky, or you have some lingering audio and it's not hitting that zero cross point, so you got to just add a little fade at the end. That might just clean it up. It might be one or the other or both. That's usually my experience with that. But yeah, something to be mindful of. Just take a look at that lead and see if you hear the same pops and clicks that I'm hearing. And it should be a quick, really easy and quick kind of fix. Really loving the groove here, the bounce you got going on here. Very nice snare. The snare is really dope here. It sounds a little unique and non-traditional, but it's cool. It really works really well. What else? And then the only other thing I would say is that I feel like that vocal probably just needs to be used more, because it was only a little bit unfortunate because we only got it at the very beginning of the track, but we didn't really hear it come through anywhere else. It didn't really make an appearance in that second break section. It didn't make an appearance at the outro. So yeah, I feel like that vocal should definitely play a bigger role here. Because it's really nice, and I think it really works really well for this like style of track. So yeah, I feel like we should hear that vocal more. But yeah, overall very dope tune here, Drudu. Digging the Eurodance OG Raver vibes. Yeah, I'm still accepting. Hell yeah, good job, Drudu. All right, we got Zebra up next. We got Jay the Don. We got Cool Cat Dude and Mole. Let's give these a listen. Yeah, super sick. Love this tempo. I've been finding myself writing a lot more at 135, especially lately. So my stuff's more like garagey. But yeah, I really love this tempo. It's speedy. Really easy to kind of play around with. Lots of really dope stuff going on here. Especially for your like kind of first try with Latin. I definitely hear like your signature sound here, with a little bit of a Latin flair. So I think it works, especially with all these like nice little drums you have in the intro. These little hand drum things you got going on. They add some nice bit of character and groove here. Really nice breakdown and build up. Lots of really good tension and energy you're playing around with. The drop is very nice. I love this starting lead. The dun 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 dun. I think that should actually make a reappearance in the track multiple times, because it's almost like a secondary hook. Obviously, like the vocal is one hook, but I feel like that little motif, the dun 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 dun, dun, that can make an appearance more than once. I would say at least twice per drop. It doesn't have to be like every 8 bars where it's like dun, 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 dun. You can do it like every 16 maybe. Just as like a nice little callback, because it's a really dope hook. And after I heard it the first time, I was like, oh, sick. Okay, I was like, and I was just itching to hear it again. So I think that's always a good sign. If you kind of like are like really drawn to an idea or a sound, it's worth repeating. It's worth bringing back into the arrangement. So yeah, definitely something to play around with there. I really like the vocal section at the tail end of the first drop. It's nice to kind of just like sit with the vocal for a little bit, the vocal and the groove. I think that's really nice. You did a really good job of adding in ear candy and layers. So the drop was always kind of interesting. New stuff was going on, in and out, and it definitely kept things interesting. I put here, I would probably add some more transitional effects going into the end of the drop into the breakdown, the second breakdown, just so that we have like a little bit of a, seamless kind of transitional area. So it's kind of signaling that the breakdown's coming. And probably the only other thing is maybe just a little bit of an outro. I think you kind of have like the start of an outro here. I take that back. I don't think you need that much more at the end of the track here. I think you kind of want to keep it pretty streamlined. But yeah, I think definitely if you can add in that kind of melodic motif in the track more, I think that would kind of make it pop off more, especially at the downbeats of the first and second drop. I think those are the primary locations that should be at, but I would probably put it in at least twice per drop, because it's a really fire hook. Hell yeah, good job, Zebra. Yeah, I mean, like, the reality is, like, an outro tends to be pretty lazy anyways. It's kind of what it's meant to be there for, you know? It's just really just, like, a deconstructed version of your drop. So it's just, like, stripped down. Kind of a little bit boring in a way, but, I mean, it's okay because, I mean, its main purpose is just there to be able to mix out of anyway. So it doesn't need to be anything crazy or special. All right, we got Jay the Dawn. He said this is an older tune, 6 years ago. Wow.
We're in a big zone right now.
Smida Beat Production.
Zone.
Und es geht schon wieder los. Albträume plagen mich, jagen mich. Guck, ich warte nur auf Tageslicht. Alles nur ein Traum, alles nicht real. Und ich bleibe wach, ich hab keine Wahl. Schweiß auf der Stirn und am Körper ich triefe. Asphodelos Wiese, es gibt keine Liebe. Tartaros, Ankunft in der Unterwelt. Ein Amboss braucht 9 Tage von der Erde, wenn er runterfällt. Ich fühle mich gefangen, gebissen wie von Schlangen. Da hilft mir nur der Klang. Smieder Beat und ich fühle mich wie verliebt, denn er verhindert mit seinem Beat, dass ich eine Krise krieg. Props an dieser Stelle, Morpheus rückt mir auf die Pelle. Der Teufel will mich sehen und ich geb ihm eine Schelle. Träume sind Schäume, ja, das hab ich nicht vergessen. Ich stampfe meine Jeep-Riff anstelle was zu essen. Sprenge meine Fesseln und leg mich wieder pennen. Die Zeit ist am Rennen, mal sehen, was dann passiert. Ey, ich weiß es nicht, vielleicht wieder gleich. Die Scheiße bringt mich aus dem Gleichgewicht. Schlafdefizit, ich schreib bis in die Morgenstunden. Diesen Beat hab ich gesucht, sofort gefunden. Immer auf der Jagd und es gibt kein Gegengift. Das hat auch nichts zu tun damit, dass das eine graue Gegend ist. Ewige Qualen, Schwindelattacken, der Track geht auf meinen Nacken. Ich kriege nix gebacken, dreh mich im Kreis wie Schallplatten. Ich beneide diese Leute, die noch niemals Träume hatten. Vielleicht ist es Bestimmung von dem dort oben, dass manche schlecht schlafen und Dämonen sie dann holen. Ich kicke meine Strophen, die von oben kommen wie Thronen. Vielleicht trifft es Notar, Taren wie Mongolen. Zeile für Zeile, die ich schreibe, bleib ich wach. Du wünschst mir einen guten Tag, ich wünsch ne gute Nacht. Ich hab keinen Bock mehr auf diese Träume. Fast jede Nacht um mich herum stehen Zäune. Mäus, ich prophezei einen Aufstand. Es gibt zwar einen Aufwand, doch ne Nische, wo ein Sound stand. Ich werde entkommen und endlich mal gut schlafen. Albträume, die mich jagen.
Nice. Hell yeah. Yo, relax, bro. Yeah, I mean, I think you said it was in German. Title means nightmares. Nice. Yeah, this is sick. I really like the flow. I'm assuming that's your vocal. But yeah, the flow is very nice. The processing is very nice in the vocal. Obviously, I don't understand a word of German, so but like the cadence, the flow, the vocal, everything kind of like sits really well on top of this beat. Really nice vocal and processing. I feel like the kick and sub can kind of hit a bit harder, especially that kick. I think the sub is pretty much at a nice level. It might be have to be just like bass boosted a little bit, but the kick especially needs to kind of punch harder, in my opinion. I really love the keys and the choir. The keys and the choir in the background are very nice. It adds like this very kind of like almost like a spooky sort of nursery rhyme kind of vibe. Almost like I'm watching like an older horror movie, like a Nightmare on Elm Street or something. But Nightmare on Elm Street uses a lot of like kind of like synths and stuff, so it doesn't use as many like piano keys and that kind of thing. But that's kind of the vibe I'm feeling, especially now that I know that the track is named Nightmares. Kind of gives you that kind of like nighttime, sort of like spooky, almost like horror type of vibe. But you know, with this kind of like just like hard hip hop kind of style, which is really cool. The snare is really nice in here too. I really like the snare. I think you picked a lot of like really nice elements overall, especially melodic elements. And then again, the vocals like just really well done. The only thing that I said I would probably change is just I would make the kick punch a little bit harder in here, just for more emphasis in the beat. But yeah, overall really dope tune. Good job, Jay the Don. Hell yeah. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's keep it moving. We got Cool Cat Dude and Mole. Cool Cat Dude and Mole. Oh, we got some other submissions too. We got Akina in the chat. Do we got Cool Cat Dude and Mole? Cool Cat Dude and Mole. You guys here? Say what's up. Cool Cat Dude and Mole. Cool Cat Dude and Mole. Oh, Mole Man's here. Cool. Cool Cat Dude, I don't see you. You were here a minute ago. CCD Music. Oh, there you are. And then Akads, your link was broken. You're welcome to resubmit if you would like. Entirely up to you. But in the meantime, let's go to Cool Cat Dude. Cool Cat Dude. Give us a listen. Nice. Yeah, this is a really fucking cool idea for just being a whip. It's definitely like just like the start of an idea. I definitely think it needs to be refined a little bit more. Primarily, I think the main thing that needs to be worked on here is just like, because his drop sections are fucking fire. I love the sound design here. I think what you most need to work on is kind of just like teasing out that main idea in your break build sections, because these break build sections are a little bit quiet and empty right now. So I think, you know, kind of teasing out your main idea a little sooner is going to build some really nice tension and energy, and it gives like this anticipation of what's to come, and then obviously it'll pay off in the drops as well. But yeah, I like a lot of the sound design stuff here in the drop sections. I think it's really fucking cool. The kick is huge. It's really nice. Really nice snare. The sound design is dope. I like how the breakbeat was sitting so low in the mix. It's a little bit unusual, but I think it works really well. I think in the drop section though, I would probably opt for using reverb over delay. You can definitely use delay in the break sections, but maybe reverb on the drop section, so it kind of stays a little bit more in beat. The delay kind of throws throws the beat off ever so slightly. Even though the delay is pretty tight, it's like it's not like this really huge, long, delayed out tail. It's just like it's like a slap. It's like a slap back, which is it's kind of cool. It's a nice effect, but I think it'd probably be better suited for the break sections as opposed to the drop sections. Really nice sub. The sub is fantastic. It's very simple, but it's very huge. It's very, very nice. It sits in the mix very cleanly as well. And then overall, pretty solid arrangement. I think you're probably gonna go through and build this out a little bit more. But the main idea is all here. It probably just needs, a little bit more development to it, and it'll be an even better track. But I think this is a very strong start for an idea. Very strong. Good job, Cool Cat Dude. Hell yeah. All right, do we got Mole in the chat? Mole Man. Cods, did you resubmit as well? Okay, you didn't resubmit. Well. All right, so we got Mole, Akina, and then Galaxy Tones. Mole is here. All right.
I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you lie to me. You make me feel so dark. You really broke my heart. You open up my scar. Lie to me. I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you lie to me. You make me feel so dark. You really broke my heart. You open up my scar. Lie to me. I think I don't care how I need a break. Need a break. I think I need a break. Need a break. I think I need a break. You know I hate the way you make me feel so good. You really broke my heart. I think I need a break, break, break. I think I need a break. Don't care how long it takes. You know I hate the way you lie to me. You make me feel so good. You really broke my heart. You open up my scar. You make me feel so good. Lie to me, lie to me, lie to me, lie to me. Why do you do this? Burning the moment. Couldn't see your behavior was toxic for me. Eternal optimist, I make the best of it. Couldn't see your behavior was toxic. Why do you do this? Burning the moment. Couldn't see your behavior was toxic. Eternal optimist, eternal optimist, eternal optimist. I make the best of it. Need a break.
Beep boop boop beep boop. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. I really dig the vocal. The vocal works really well here. I think in this starting intro, I might auto filter it just a little bit, just so it kind of teases it in. But I do like the vocal, and I really like the processing on the vocal as well. I think it's really well done. I put here the vocal feels like it falls off time and rhythm every once in a while. And I think that's just really just a matter of just adjusting some of the warping on the vocal. Just so that it feels like it's hitting, you know, it's why can't I think of the fucking word? Well, just on tempo, basically. Just like on tempo. Because it does feel like it falls off the rhythm a little bit. Ever so slightly. The vocal is really dope though. I really like it. I think it works really well for this track. The bassline groove is very nice, very solid. I like the processing on that as well. I like this lead. Dun, 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 dun. It reminds me a lot of Different and Club Angel. Club Angel. That sounds right. But yeah, they kind of do that kind of like ravey, garagey, speed house type of vibe. I think it's fucking cool. I did put here that I feel like your kick needs to be punchier because it feels like the mix is a little bit off. We're getting low end, we're getting sub, but we're not getting like kind of like this mid range. That which might be on purpose because you're trying to make space for the vocal. But at the same time, it kind of feels like the whole mix is feels like it's a little bit empty. So I think you need a kick with a little bit more punch because it's going to add some nice harmonics on the mid-range and the top end. Because right now it feels like this kick is almost like neutered in a way. It's like the best way I could describe it. It's kind of just neutered. It feels like it's only low end, it's only sub, but we're not getting that punch from the top end. And I think that's primarily what's missing in the mix. Because it's going to add some like emphasis. Overall solid arrangement. Very nice variations. Knock. Knock is definitely a good word. Knock. Knock, punch. Tomato, tomato. Potato, potato. But overall solid arrangement. It was like, again, that vocal is super dope. I like how it sits in the track. Might need some like little adjustments in the rhythm here and there with the warping, but overall I think it's a really nice vocal and it's really well processed. And then the bassline groove is just fantastic. But yeah, just some little adjustments on that kick, and I think this tune will be even thicker, even better. Good job, Mole. Hell yeah. Do we have Akina? Yeah, no problem. Akina in the chat. Akina and then Galaxy Tones. I think we're just gonna call these the last two. Last two of the night. I'm gonna go lay down and chill out. All right, Akina is here, and then Galaxy Tones is here as well. So we'll just bang them out back to back.
Release me from my fears, make me stand tall. I need it in my soul, never let me go. The way your love surrounds me, it overflows. Release me from my fears, make me stand tall. I need it in my soul, never let me go. Never let me go. Release me from my fears, make me stand Release me from my fears, make me stand tall. I need it in my soul, never let me go. The way your love surrounds me, it overflows.
I couldn't wait for you to come and clear the cupboard.
Whoa. Autoplay. Yeah, the track ended so abruptly. I was totally caught off guard. But yeah, this is super sick. Vocal is fantastic. This vocal is really good. Really nice melodic elements you got going on here. Those like really nice stabs. Love those stabs. Kind of like nice arpeggios. Yeah, for those arpeggios are kind of what made me think it was trance because they feel very trancey in a way. I feel like trance and melodic techno are pretty much identical and interchangeable, but I'm probably gonna offend some like big techno head by saying that. But yeah, lots of really cool elements in here. Love the melodic elements. Really nice bass line. It kind of just like chugs along. I love these stabs. The vocal is dope, but and I love the drop sections, but the vocal does fall a little bit off tempo, and I think it primarily happens in the intro as well as the second break. It feels like some parts of that vocal are a little bit rushed, so that they're coming in a little bit quicker than they should. So I would, mess around with just like using a just basically fuck, dude, why can't I think of the word? Basically just have your tempo going. Beep boop 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 beep boop boop boop. Your metronome. Have your metronome going with that vocal, and just make sure that you're like just sitting in that pocket, that nice little pocket. The drops are fat. I love the drops. I wouldn't change a thing on the drops. They're fantastic. I love the drum selection too. I do think that the hats can probably come up in the mix a little bit more. I feel like they're kind of tucked underneath a little bit too much, so I would probably bump them up 2 to 3 dB, maybe even a little bit higher, just depending on your taste. At the end of the day, just use your ears, see what sounds the best. You obviously don't want to bump them up too much because then it starts to get too harsh and they kind of just like take over the whole mix. But yeah, for right now, I think they kind of do need to be pushed up a little bit more so that they're a little bit more audible. You can hear them a little bit better. But yeah, overall, very dope tune. And I love this vocal. It's fantastic. Good job, Akina. All right, last tune of the night here, Galaxy Tones. Galaxy Tones are still here. I believe Galaxy Tones is still here. Galaxy Tones, Galaxy Tones. All right, see you, Misguided. All right, let's do it. Nice. Yes, I concur. This is very good. This is fantastic. Yeah, this is a really, really great way to end the stream tonight. But it's fantastic. It feels very cinematic. What immediately came to mind is like a sci-fi movie. This track in its own way is like kind of telling a story, which is really cool. It kind of just gives you this like feeling of reverence or triumph, kind of like basically like the last song of a movie where like the hero like wins or whatever, or like they just like walk off into the sunset or whatever. It almost feels like it could be in Ex Machina, like at the very end. Kind of has that vibe. Yeah, credit scene right before it goes to end credits. Yeah, but it's cool. Lovely melodies, really nice melodic elements. The mix down is fantastic. It's very clean. It's very nice. The low end is super dope too. I love the sub that I'm getting in here. And you also bring in, you know, a nice little kick as well as like a snare kind of for more emphasis. And then, you know, it's just like kind of like layered on layered on layered on layered, which is really nice. Lots of nice layers and development, and overall it just has a nice flow from start to finish. It's just like really easy listening. Nothing felt out of place. Everything, it just felt very seamless, you know. I could definitely hear this in a movie though. So yeah, if that's not something you're already doing, I would definitely, you know, recommend starting to. You could try pitching your stuff to like sync. People who do like sync licensing and stuff. I think that would probably be right up your alley. Yeah, this is fantastic. I have no notes, honestly. Good job, Galaxy Tones. Really dope tune. With that, we're calling it quits for tonight. I'm just gonna chill out the rest of the night. Thanks everybody who joined the stream and submitting tunes. I will be back again next Monday, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Pacific time here on Twitch. Go ahead and follow me on the things as well as my label, or join the Discord. I will announce when I'm going to be back here, but like I said, I'll be here very consistently. I'm always here at 7 p.m. Pacific time. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your Monday night. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week.